It's the Rush Hour bottom lane, Aphromoo, DoubleLift. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Nice to be here.
Great.
Yeah, so you guys, I'm kind of looking in the crystal ball for you guys because we're halfway through the season, and you started out 4-5. Now with Dexter in, you're 4-1. How do you see CLG's future going now?
It just depends on how much work we put in, honestly. With Dexter, I think put in a lot more work because it was our real roster. We were trying a lot harder, and Dexter came in. He was like, "Oh, we want to scrim 3 scrim blocks instead of 2," and we just kind of solidified what our team direction is. And I don't know, our roster is overall a lot stronger, and we're just spending more time playing.
What's that team direction?
That's hard to say. We first started. Yeah, it's up for one. We first started just thinking we just need to play the OPs because the best teams in the world, they play the OPs. Just if you look at Korea, SKTT1, they're so dominant because they just play the strongest thing. And we looked at Cloud9's dominant season. They're like, oh, they only play the strongest thing. Maybe we should just start doing that instead of trying to play random stuff and just play what we like. So we first did that, and now we're just kind of branching out, trying to be more unique and having our own style.
Well, I guess focusing on the North American scene, there's a new support in the game now, Sheep. Afro, do you have any experience playing against Sheep or any comments on him?
I've seen Sheep in solo queue a few times, and I'm pretty sure he only played Thresh every single game I've seen him in. So I expect C9 to ban out Thresh for sure, and we'll have to see what Sheep has under the table.
And you guys are actually going to play them tomorrow. How do you feel about that matchup?
Against XCG, they might be a little bit of a threat, yeah. Because Smithy's back in the jungle, and I really think Smithy's one of the top junglers in NA as well. And it might be a little scary because his presence is really good. When I played with him on Fear before, it was really good.
Yeah.
And then the only downside is that they have a new bottom lane, so the synergy might not be there at the start, but hopefully they can pull through together later in the season.
So if you're facing something like that, maybe a new bottom lane but a scary jungler, would you guys put more effort into wards or vision control just so you don't have to worry about anyone messing up your 2 vs 2?
I'm pretty confident in our vision control right now that we will be able to counteract what Smithy does for sure, but I can probably rely on Dexter to shut down Smithy, so we should be okay.
Now, you actually mentioned that XCG is a new bottom lane. The synergy might be a little bit wonky. Of course, you came back into this team compared to last year, right? You were there, spring split again. You're also fighting Curse today, who's got another new bottom lane with St. Vicious there. How are the bottom lanes shaping up so far in this season?
This season, CLG's bottom lane is doing much more than last split and the split before, definitely. Probably because I enjoy the new support changes much more, and I can really put out the damage, and that's more fun for me. But in the NA scene right now, the bottom lanes, there's probably 4 bottom lanes that are really good and close to each other. It would be TSM's bottom lane, C9's bottom lane, CLG's bottom lane, and then I would say Coast's bottom lane. Who
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Whoa.
Damn.
Some dissent there.
We got some disagreement.
Meeting
afterwards.
What are your top 4 then? Or are you just top 3? That's it.
Well, I think it's top 3, and then Dig is pretty close, but Coast I don't really see as a threat.
Really?
Yeah, Dig. Wow. All right, we're done here, dude. We're breaking up.
All right.
All right, no more bottom lane stuff. Let's look at the mid lane because Reggie's coming back. Both of you guys have known Reggie for a long time. What are your thoughts? How is his return going to be? Is it going to be magnificent? Or
yeah, it's going to be magnificent.
Like Hot Shot's return.
Ooh. let's not put salt in the wounds
here.
It
was magnificent.
It was, yeah, it was,
Everybody
it was
enjoyed
interesting. It was interesting. Reggie's always been a good player. I think he was the best mid for 2 seasons in a row in NA. Season 2 and Season 3, I felt like he was just the top performer. And he was also just a great mind. You can see the changes he's made ever since he became the coach. He's so smart about the game that TSM is just super dominant right now. They've only dropped a game. Or actually 2 games now. So when he came back, we actually scrimmed TSM this week, and I can tell you that Reggie is really good, and he's in really good shape. So you should expect big plays coming out of him.
Do you think that people will target Reggie like people targeted Hotshot when he came back? Because Reggie himself, he admitted it, champion pool is pretty small right now. They might dump bans in him and then camp him.
Yeah, you can try. That's for sure. But the rest of his team is really strong too. So if you target ban Reggie, he'll play okay. He'll probably play mediocre on a champion he's not so comfortable with, but the rest of his team will do really, really well. I
like how you're trash talking 4 other teams now. It's like, oh, you can try Camp Reginald. You're just switching allegiances now.
I don't know. TSM's good.
It's that TSM CLG love-hate relationship.
Yeah, right now it's on live. You're not playing him this week. So you talked about top bottom lanes a second ago. Who are your top mid laners? We talked about Link. He got MVP last week. He seems really important.
He is. I think it's Bjergsen and Link tied for best, and everyone else seems really weak. I'm not gonna lie. Cloud was really good before, and then I don't know how good he is now. He got Smithy back, so he might actually become back to like the top performer or whatever. But I don't really see any other mids doing really anything. They just don't have very good vision control. They don't make big plays. Their champion pools are really limited, and their mechanics aren't up to date.
Okay, well, we'll see as we pan out through the rest of the split. We actually want to ask you guys our Twitter question of the day. We're going to ask everyone, who's your front runner for Week 7 North American LCS MVP and why? And, of course, you'd pick each other, so we're going to say pick outside of the team who's this week's MVP outside of CLG.
That's hard. That's so hard.
Weren't you just singing Reginald's praise a second
I
ago?
think Reggie. I think
You
Reggie.
literally just said everyone else is trash. So.
yeah. I'm thinking Reggie then, because that's easy. I can't really think of anyone else who's gonna stand out. What about you, Afro?
I would pick Dyrus.
Dyrus.
Yeah, because he's been so consistent in recent TSM games, and he's proven that he's probably the best top player right now in NA.
Ah, interesting. Well, and for you at home, send your answers to @LOEsports and be sure to use the hashtag LCS. We'll be reading our favorite answers later in the show.
Apparently these guys just fanboying for TSM, but that's fine, guys. Thank you for your time.
Bay Life.
Good luck today and tomorrow. Bay Life here for these
Kelby's
guys.
happy.
There you go. We're good. We're good. A quick reminder, of course, you can show your team spirit by logging into the League of Legends client and picking up the LCS summoner icons.
All right, CLG and the rest of the North American and European LCS teams have their icons available for just a limited time.
And if you're someone that hates commitment, bundles are also always available. You can get all of them at once. Got to take a quick break, but when you come back, it's going to be